Do you speak Yiddish?
Hi, Scott Orlin with CINEMA-Magazin, and it's my pleasure to introduce you for the first time to Alden Eirenrach, who is the star of the new movie Beautiful Creatures. We're on camera now.
Hi, how are
Say
you?
hello to Germany.
Hi, Germany. How are you?
This movie is kind of set in the old, I don't say the Gothic South, but it kind of has that feel to it. It's about Can you just talk a little bit about the experience, the whole atmosphere of filming where you were? I mean, does it lend itself to the whole supernatural culture?
Exactly. Well, I think, in Louisiana and New Orleans especially, they're really open to the mystical, supernatural element. Like my driver, on the way to the hotel when I first got there, was telling me, after Katrina, there were too many bad spirits in it. And when he said, it's just like that's a normal, practical. It's like he was talking about real estate, So shooting this movie there, it was like when you open that door, it feels like the vibes are in the air and stuff.
Now I want to talk about, instead of really opening a door, opening a table, because there's a particular sequence in the movie when you see this where he is kind of strapped into a chair and it is literally just spinning around and around. I got nauseous watching. Yeah. As an actor, how do you go through an experience like that and not let yourself go? Yes.
Richard took Dramamine that day just to watch it on the monitor. I didn't have any lines, so for me it was like being on a roller coaster or something. It was like being on a ride, and I just got to watch all these actors do their work while everything was flying around. It was actually really built, so it was on a platform that went like this, and the table spun like this, and the floor spun like this, and the chandelier went back and forth. So it was amazing. Yeah.
Well, speaking of amazing, when you see this movie, it actually is such a nuanced performance. You're going to be hearing a lot for this guy, so be prepared. Even though he's worked with Francis Coppola before, I really think that there's going to be big things for you.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about Ethan, who this guy is? Because, he's the cool guy at school and he goes after the girl. It could be very one-dimensional and cliche.
Right.
And you really brought layers of nuance to it.
Well, I also think that's in the writing. I think Richard really it made it such a real character, and when I read this guy, I just understood him, and I understood his point of view. He's this restless young guy. He lives in this small town. He's desperate to get out of this small town. His mother's died, so he's dealing with this grief of that, and it translates into his body as just this energy to get something, and he wants more out of life than the situation he's given, which is a small-minded, small town where nobody understands what he's going through. And when he meets Helena, she embodies all the adventure and all the romanticism that he'd been dreaming of for a long time, and because he finally sees it come into his life, he won't give it up. He's gonna get her no matter what. So I love playing someone that I admire. That's a really good feeling. It's a good feeling to go to work every day in an upbeat, positive attitude, because that's the attitude of the character.
And unlike your character too, you don't leave where you grew up very far. You grew up in Los Angeles.
And I'm here, right?
So exactly. Anyway, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you.
Alden,
Great
really
to meet you.
Performance.
Of course.
Right there.
Thank you. I really
This is Scott
appreciate
Orlin. Until next time.
Thank you.